Calaroga Shark Media.
From the Republican National Convention, where a bulldog is more popular than Nikki Haley, this is Ballot.
That's right. Haley got booed and a bulldog slobbered all over everyone like Christie at Lobsterfest. Let's hit this. Well, folks, it looks like the Republican National Convention has gone from unity to combat mode faster than you can say, "Make America Great Again." Day 2 of the RNC was like watching a political version of Jekyll and Hyde. One minute they're trying to turn down the volume, the next they're cranking it up to 11. Jim Justice warned the country would become totally unhinged if Trump isn't elected. I guess he missed the memo that we're already living in bizarro world. Kari Lake decided to play mean girls with the media, basically telling them, "You can't sit with us." I'm sure that'll improve press coverage. And Ted Cruz? He went full Stephen King, painting a picture so dark it made Edgar Allan Poe look like an optimist. Apparently, in Cruz's world, Democrats are basically running a crime syndicate with open borders. But the real showstoppers were Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis. They endorsed Trump with all the enthusiasm of teenagers forced to attend a family reunion. It was like watching a hostage video, but with better lighting. Haley, the woman who once said Trump was unhinged, is now giving him her strong endorsement period. It's like watching a hostage video, but with better lighting and more forced smiles. And she wasn't alone in this parade of former foes turned fanboys. We had Ron DeSantis, Vivek Ramaswamy, Ted Cruz, and Marco Rubio, all singing Trump's praises. It's like a high school reunion where everyone's trying to convince the popular kid they were always friends. DeSantis even threw in a zinger about Biden's presidency being like Weekend at Bernie's. I guess in the GOP, movie references from 1989 are still hip and happening. Even Joe Biden thinks that reference is dated. And Joe was 75 years old in 1989. Meanwhile, Christie, the lone wolf of anti-Trumpism, is howling into the void with his New York Times op-ed. It's like he's trying to be the voice of reason at a flat earth convention. Christie's op-ed in the New York Times is basically asking, will Trump rise to meet the moment? To which most of the GOP is probably responding, will Christie ever stop talking? Our buddy Chris is not thrilled with Trump picking J.D. Vance as his running mate. Apparently, Christie thinks appealing to the MAGA base is so 2020. He'd probably prefer Trump pick someone more moderate. Like, oh, I don't know, a former New Jersey governor, perhaps? And let's not forget Kari Lake, who apparently missed the memo about unity and decided to go full attack mode on the media and her opponent. Because nothing says healing the nation like accusing your opponents of voter fraud before the election even happens. Laura Trump rounded out the night by assuring us that we don't have to love everything Trump tweets. Thanks, Laura. I was way ahead of you. Today at the RNC, J.D. Vance, the man who went from hillbilly elegy to Trump's BFF faster than you can say political opportunism, is set to make his debut speech as VP nominee. The theme of the day is Make America Strong Once Again, because apparently we need to make America great again. Again, but this time with muscles. They're focusing on military and foreign policy today. Maybe they'll explain how to flex on other countries without starting a war. Or perhaps they'll unveil their new strategy, sending strongly worded tweets to our enemies, although Laura Trump says the North Koreans don't have to like them. Maybe they could just bookmark them to read later. Meanwhile, it looks like President Biden has decided to take a swing at Trump's black jobs comment, and he's swinging harder than a kid at a piñata party. Biden, speaking at the NAACP convention in Las Vegas, decided to give Trump's debate comments a good old-fashioned presidential roasting. When Trump talked about black jobs and Hispanic jobs, I guess he forgot that jobs don't come with a color chart. But don't worry, Biden's here to remind us what a black job really is. Apparently, it's being vice president or president. Biden proudly pointed to Kamala Harris and Barack Obama as examples. It's like he's playing political bingo and just got a full house. The crowd started chanting 4 more years, like they were at a rock concert. Of course, an actual rock concert would have young guys like Mick Jagger and Keith Richards, and not Joe Biden. It looks like there's more drama behind the scenes at MSNBC than in a daytime soap opera. Joe Scarborough, the man who's been waking up America with his political hot takes and perfectly coiffed hair, is feeling a bit, how shall we put this, bamboozled, hoodwinked, led astray? Apparently, the bigwigs at MSNBC told Joe and his Morning Joe crew that they'd be taking a day off because of the Trump assassination attempt. You know, for unified coverage and all that jazz. But lo and behold, what does Joe see when he flips on the TV? Nicole Wallace and Ari Melber hosting their shows like it's just another Monday. Joe's reaction? We were very surprised. We were very disappointed, I bet he was. It's like showing up to a potluck and finding out everyone else got to bring their signature dishes while you're stuck at home with a casserole dish full of disappointment. And let's not forget the conspiracy theories. Some folks were saying MSNBC was afraid a guest might say something impolite about the shooting. Because heaven forbid we have any impolite remarks on cable news, right? MSNBC, of course, denied this faster than you can say fake news, insisting it was all about the gravity and complexity of the situation. Sure, and I'm the Queen of England. Look, Joe, if you have free time, you can hang out with me here at the Milwaukee Roadhouse and Motor Inn, where Calaroga Shark Media has me staying this week. We even have free HBO and a pool that's a little green. Well, folks, it looks like the real star of the Republican National Convention isn't Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, or even Jim Justice. It's a 60-pound English bulldog named Babydog. Move over, political pundits. The people have spoken, and they want more drool and less, well, political drool. Babydog stole the show faster than you can say, "Who's a good girl?" Jim Justice thought he was going to give a speech, but the crowd had other ideas. They started chanting "Babydog, Babydog" like they were at a rock concert. I guess in 2024, bulldogs are the new rock stars. And let's talk about Babydog's resume, shall we? She's been on the floor of the state senate. She's in a mural with Abraham Lincoln, and she was even the mascot for a vaccination campaign. Is there anything this dog can't do? Maybe she should run for president. Babydog's favorite things include Jim Justice, Wendy's Nuggets, riding shotgun in Dad's Suburban, and napping. Sounds like she's living the American dream, doesn't it? But the real kicker? Babydog merch. That's right. You can now buy t-shirts, mugs, and stickers featuring this political powerhouse. Move over, MAGA hats. Babydog 2024 is the new hot ticket item, so there you have it, folks. In a world of political chaos, a chubby bulldog named Babydog is bringing people together. Who knew the path to unity was paved with drool and Wendy's Nuggets? Stay tuned for more breaking news from the RNC. Will Babydog announce her run for the presidency? There's probably nothing against that in the Constitution to prevent it. And if there is, the Trump-Vance Supreme Court might look the other way. Portions of today's program were made with the help of AI and Babydog.